Hello and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. We are continuing our career and we are returning to our Jool Moon's mission, which currently is leaving the orbit of Leif, and we are going to try for another moon. At first I thought that, well, let's try for Pole, but it is in a very inclined orbit, so it's better to leave it for last, or maybe pre-last, and let's go first for Bob. So here you see me doing the maneuver for Pole, and approximately here I decided, well, it is way inclined, so let's try for Bob. So let's raise our apoapsis around Jool and get it in line with Bob, Pole. Nicely done. And let's see if we can find an encounter here. We can burn radially and anti-radially to change our orbit and to make sure that we get nice encounter. So on the first orbit it will definitely not happen. So let's just raise our apoapsis. And as you can see, we don't really get any power. Oh, our receiver was turned off for some reason. So let's do our burn. And as you can see, we can't do it completely right because we lose power. But that shouldn't change much. So let's see when we can get a close encounter. We can't get it right now, so let's raise our periapsis. And here we go. This looks like close encounter. So we're going to raise the periapsis and then do another maneuver at the periapsis to see if we can get an encounter with Pole. So let's do it like that. Now let's do maneuver node here. Okay, and if we burn radially, I think it is called radially, we can get our encounter with Pole. It is a very tiny body and it is kinda hard to get captured by it because we need to get really close, but that's not a big problem and we can do that easily. So let's do this maneuver. Let's orient, time warp, and execute. So here we are. Let's limit thrust of our engine a little bit, because our maneuver is very small. And we can't do the maneuver properly again, because we don't have power when facing the proper direction, but we can do it a bit differently. And here we are with our encounter with periapsis of approximately 200 kilometers. And at this point I've done a little mistake. I decided I can easily time warp to the periapsis of Pole without doing the alarm, and as you will see in the moment, I completely missed it. Okay, we can do another encounter. Shouldn't be that hard. So let's time warp couple of orbits. Okay, that's not an encounter. That's not an encounter either. That looks more like it. So let's see if we can do it properly. Nope. Now this one looks much more promising. And indeed it is. With just a little prograde burn or retrograde retrograde. We can get a nice encounter with Paul, and hopefully we'll be able to get captured by it. So let's do the tiny correction to make sure that we have an encounter. Yes, we have. And now, time warp. And let's see if we can circularize around this moon. And here we see the big issue with our power grid, which is currently available around Jool. It is all concentrated in the low Jool orbit, and it is practically impossible to get any power in retrograde direction when traveling to the outer moons. And we will see that in a moment. As you can see, the receiver doesn't get any power when facing retrograde. And no matter how I'm going to turn, it is not going to get us into the circular orbit around the moon. So while you're watching my struggles, I also wanted to say something about my channel. In the last episode, I was saying that there were 52 subscribers. Today, when I opened my channel, there were 58 subscribers. So in just 3 days, 6 people decided that it is worth watching my videos. And that makes me very, very happy. Thank you very much for clicking this subscribe button, because that means a lot to me. And without these numbers, I honestly don't think I will be able to do as much videos as I want. Or should I say, I would be able to do them, but I wouldn't have the incentive to do them. Because, well, if there is nobody watching, there is no reason to do them. Alright, now that is out of the way, and one more thing. Below each of the videos you can find links to my social media, namely I have a Facebook page and I have a Twitter. Feel free to like the Facebook page, leave the comments about videos and things you think about the channel, and also follow me on Twitter, because you will get all the information about the upcoming videos. So, at this point, I was thinking, well, we can't get to outer moons because of the power problems. We probably won't be able to get to Tylo because of the gravity issue. So the only thing we can really do at the moment is try and get back home. So here is me trying to get the perfect maneuver node that will get us directly from Jool to Kerbin and will put us into the atmosphere at approximately 30,000 meters. Of course, we all know that perfect maneuvers do not happen, but maybe it will be somewhere close to perfect. And we also know that the time window for Kerbin transfer is only 2 days away, so we can do that right now. And again, unfortunately, our power network fails us yet again. We need to burn outside from the Jool to get encounter with Kerbin, and we can't get any power when facing in that direction. We can burn and lower our periapsis even more, but first of all, that will not get us an encounter, and second, We already tried something like that in previous episodes, and it leads to unsurvivable encounter and reentry which kills the Kerbals. So we don't really want that. So I decided maybe if I get out of the sphere of influence of Jool, maybe then our position in relation to Jool will change and we will be able to get some power, which will allow us to get this maneuver right. So let's see if it worked. We have to time warp for almost 100 days, even though the length of the time warp is not that big. But our speed is very, very low. So we are approaching our node. Let's turn on the receiver. And no, it doesn't work. We can only burn in completely different direction. Oh well. So what else can we do? Maybe we can time warp to our periapsis and do burn there, lowering our apoapsis, and continue doing that until we get encounter with carbon. Let's see. We can get power in retrograde direction, but because we're too far away, it's not even 300 megawatts. Not nearly enough to get anything moving. So unfortunately this mission can be considered complete and utter failure, and it will require a rescue effort by other Kerbals to get those guys back home. Maybe we will provide them with power, maybe we will launch a rescue vehicle. That is yet to be decided in the future episodes. For now, thank you all for watching and subscribing. Remember to like, dislike and comment this video in the section below. My name is Darlock and I will see you next time. Goodbye!